When it comes to ARK, automation is not usually used, but we found a way to mix the automation with element. So we proudly present our automated element farm design upgraded. What's going on, guys? It's the Outcasts and welcome back to another video. The last version of this element farm got 100,000 views in less than 2 months, which is literally insane. So we decided to upgrade it. As you can see here, we have made a huge difference to this element farm. We've decided to completely change the entire shape of this and turn it into a PvP version instead of just one for mainly really PvE. And then we kind of found out this thing also does not work on PvE servers. So if you're on a PvE server that is technically a PvP, this will 100% work. Biggest issue that we have found is your dino limit for your tribe needs to be above 100. And it should work perfectly after this. I recommend doing this on a boosted server to get the most element, either 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 50 times even. And these things work amazingly. So this whole design that I made here is a little more complicated than the last one. It's actually set up pretty nicely. It has layers. Here is the main room right here, and instead of one Therizino, we decided to use 2 because it actually makes it a lot more efficient. These air conditioners right here make sure that all the babies hatch perfectly without being interrupted. And then we have a little double door system right here so where the Therizinos will not get stuck on each other. So we've noticed that has happened, so we're like, okay, let's put that there. And the best thing about this thing, like the last one, you can expand this and keep building up as much as you want. So for this element thing will be 4 times. So here's 2 of these right here. So there's 2 rows of parasaurs. Each row has 10, and this thing actually produces a lot more element than I thought. But as you can see on the door, we actually built a trap right there with the turrets. Then to get onto the second layer, we did this, and this makes it easy access to get parasaurs in and out. Another quick thing to note, and what I've learned in the last video, I didn't fully explain how the Therizinos harvest the babies. So for the Therizino to harvest the baby, they have to kill it first, and then they also have to hit another baby, and then it will harvest the dead bodies. The dead bodies don't despawn for like 3 hours, I believe, so this really is not a huge issue. So just make sure that you have it set up. But I'm using 2 Therizinos to actually make that really not happen. But I put a little barrier up and realized they don't work as efficient as they did without the barrier. Now when it comes to the actual resources that you gain from this, don't mind the babies right there. This is how much that you will get in about, I believe, 1 day on here. Which is not bad because this is from 1 layer. And if you do 5, 10, 20 layers of tech parasaurs, it just produces this, but times that amount. So this is how much we got in 1 day. But anyways, let's move on to the design. Begin by building a 5x9 foundation base. Next, lay out your double door frames like this. Then, begin placing walls as I do here. Next, place 2 double doors in the middle right here. Go ahead and put your Therizinos in here first, and then go ahead and do that. Or you can just do it for now, just to get the right layout and then put them in later. Next, go ahead and build 1 more layer up, and then go ahead and do the outer walls like this. You won't need any door frames other than the middle, which is right here. Go ahead and just place 1 right there, and that will finish your walls. Next, go ahead and build a little area over here for your generator. You can either put this up 1 layer or just leave it where I have it, and then go ahead and add multiple layers. Now, just to make it a little bit harder if somebody does get inside of here and tries to take down your Jenny, and I recommend building this to where your generator is facing some kind of wall, just to make it a lot harder for them to break in. Next, go ahead and build 1 more layer up. Next, go ahead and build the ramps all inside like this. And don't worry, the Therizino can still get in here even with the ramps. so don't worry about that one. I try to make all the ramps exactly symmetrical, but you know how the placements are on ARK, they're a little difficult to work with. But here is how it should look. Next, I went ahead and put my Therizzinos in, which to do this you have to remove the double doors, but you can place them right back down afterwards. Just put one on this side and then put your other one on the opposite side, then go ahead and place your double doors. Now, after we're done, place ceilings on the outskirts and then fill in the hole where the Therizzinos came in. Next, go ahead and place double doors right here and put 2 to 3 layers. I went ahead and did 3 layers up, and then this is where you can actually expand it if you want. So if you want to add more than 1 layer, build 3 up with the double doors and then put another ramp, and then you can build as many layers up as you possibly can on your server. And all this means is that they will be laying eggs a lot quicker and a lot more, so you will have to be here and be more active with the Therizzinos to unfill their inventories. If you're on a server where prime meat does not stack, you definitely have to be active with them, or else then their inventory will get black boxed from that. But now come down here and build ramps to get the parasaurs up. Next, go inside and fill in all the frames with doors. Next, here's a demonstration on how to get the parasaur in. Walk it up the ramp, walk over on these ramps all the way down to the very end. You might have to turn the looking off for the dinos, and then get it exactly in the middle down here, and you should be able to fit about 10 on each side. Now that all of your females are placed, come out here and get your males. So simply come up to here, and then go up 3 and get it exactly on the line of the 3rd foundation, and it will get this half. It will get up to 5 parasaurs mating at one time. Get another parasaur and do that in front of this guy facing the other parasaur, so then you should have a total of 4. After you're done with that, go ahead and fill all of the rest of it with walls, and then put a little entrance here for parasaurs to get in and out, and then I went ahead and demolished the ramp. Then go ahead and put a ladder right there. I only put 1 ladder, and just to make it easier, just in case someone's raiding, they have to get on the foundation and jump up and get it. If they're being shot by turrets, they obviously can't do that. So a little just tip on doing that. Then go ahead and fill in the rest with ceilings right here, and that completes the whole box. Next, go ahead and get your hatch frames and place them on each corner like this. Now come up here and do the same thing on the roof. Now in between, I went ahead and pushed the hatch frames out a little bit right here, which you actually can do, and it just makes it look a little different and a little bit more unique. If you are extending this, you may have to adjust it a little bit depending on your turret limit. Next, go ahead and put your generator in the generator room. Build up 2 with the electrical outlets for vertical, and then come up to your 2nd layer. Make sure you put gasoline in it, of course, and then go up to your 2nd layer. And the wiring is a little tricky, but once you figure it out, it's actually very simple. So now for the wiring, place electrical straight cables on the ceilings right here, and then do this on these ceilings over here. Just make it look pretty nice and make sure that your wires are not sticking out anywhere. And then go ahead and connect them all using flexible cables, as you will see right here. So do the last layer, and then you can connect them with flexible cables. It's a little tricky sometimes, and it may not look the best, but hey, it works pretty well and keeps them hidden out of way of people trying to take them down. And then this one is a little tricky. You have to actually get it paired to the generator. So I recommend keep refreshing it or doing something, and then it will eventually pair to the generator, and then you will have power. Now go ahead and place your turrets in the corners up here. I only put about 4 up top, just in case somebody gets in for internals. And then place your outlets after you are done placing all of the turrets. This way the outlets cover every single turret, and you only have to put a little bit of outlets instead of placing a lot. Now go ahead and place your vaults. Put a vault in each corner like this. Try and make sure that it's not sticking out, and then make sure that you can still walk by it. Next, go ahead and place internals right here, and then place an internal right here, which basically makes it so if you open up the door and then someone kills you as you open it, it will trap them from getting inside, and then they will just constantly be getting killed by a turret. Just a little tip that I just threw in there. Now, come over here and place down a heavy turret on this side, and then place down one on the opposite side. Now that we're done with this, let's move on to the layering. This is highly optional, but it just allows to make it a little bit harder to break into this. Just go ahead and just layer this thing. And layering it is actually pretty easy. Just do this, kind of like a little cross pattern on each. fill it with walls, and then build all the way up on each fence foundation, allowing for up to 4 to 5 layers per 1x1. Next, go ahead and get your feeding troughs and place them both on each side. One side for berries and then one side for meat, depending on if you want to use meat or berries. But for the most part, these dinos will be using only berries. Next, go ahead and place your outlets. For the outlets in the middle, try and keep it kind of like this design right here, just because we can't actually put it exactly in the middle. So I was like, hey, let's push it out a little bit to cover every single thing in case someone demos one outlet. This way, if one outlet gets demoed, another one will pick up that turret. Next, go ahead and put bear traps on the roofs, just to make it a little bit easier, so then people cannot like stego drop and to like break in and all that, and they get caught on this. Then power up all your turrets, and then design is complete. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you're new and hit that subscribe button. Also, go ahead and leave a comment, say like OCYT or something, or do like OC Giga Muffins like we did for the last video. That was pretty funny. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and peace out.